Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singotoka.
My name is Elkriki and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Usur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, WAF saga continues as Anthony taken in. ADB boosts funding for Pacific. And major input for Fijian economy at ADB.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
FTUC General Secretary Felix Anthony has been taken in for questioning by the police tonight as the debate heats up over the peddling of misinformation extracted by the union from fake news Facebook pages. While submitting in a radio interview last night that he used fake news in his press release yesterday, Anthony today brushed aside his initial embarrassment of being duped by the fake news and focused on accusing the Water Authority Board of not providing all information pertaining to the current standoff between the union and WAF. WAF has denied these allegations and has accused Anthony of spreading misinformation to mislead his own union members.
A number of Water Authority employees walked out of their jobs saying they are supporting their brothers whose contracts have expired. Close to 200 employees gathered outside the Wailoku depot this morning, while others gathered at other depots. Water Authority Chair Bhavesh Kumar, while expressing disappointment on the actions of these employees, has revealed that over 500 people have already applied for the jobs advertised by WEF in the last 48 hours.
Many of the workers whose contracts have expired are well aware of how things work, and instead of being misled by union to protest, are actively applying for positions from all locations around the country.
Kumar says the number of applications received by the authority indicates that many of the employees have not been swayed by the unions.
The union is going around harping on about unhappy workers, but the high numbers who have applied indicate that many of them have not been fooled by their false information.
Meanwhile, more than 300 Water Authority staff also gathered at the Fiji Trade Union Congress headquarters this afternoon after they were told not to protest at the Wailoku depot. Unionist Atar Singh informed the employees of a tribunal hearing tomorrow.
I have seen another order that says that contracts were to continue as per the collective agreement. Now that is the issue that's going to be before the tribunal tomorrow. And I have no doubt that the tribunal will have to decide in your favor. So you are united. Asking for your job is not a sin.
He also spoke out against the actions of police officers who interfered and told the workers not to protest.
When you stood out there in the morning today, whether it was Wailoku, Kinoya, or Ilotoka, wherever, you are not committing any crime. It's very, very unfortunate that the police decided that you are committing a crime. And you got chased away from a place where you have a legal right to be by the Constitution and by the employment law of this country.
Meanwhile, the Water Authority says, contrary to the union's claims, on 1st April, workers were reminded that their contracts were coming to an end on April 30th. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Savara Tambo is live now from outside the CID headquarters where Felix Anthony is being questioned. Savara, what else have you gathered so far?
Jackie, Fiji Trade and Union Congress General Secretary Felix Anthony has been taken in for questioning this afternoon here at the CID headquarters in Suva. According to police, Anthony is alleged to have breached the Public Order Act and was arrested from the FTUC HQ this afternoon. Meanwhile, Jackie, a little over 3 this afternoon, Anthony and a few other unionists were seen to have briefed WEF workers that their move is not illegal and will be taken before the tribunal tomorrow. FBC News was trying to seek comment from either Water Authority or the Minister for Infrastructure, Chode Usamate. However, it remains futile when this bulletin went on air. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Savaira. Contracted workers from the Water Authority of Fiji's Vatunimbale depot in Lambasa were also protesting outside the company premises today. But by early this afternoon, they were told by police to leave the premises as they did not have permission to be gathering there. Eleanor Tarangaivu has the details.
202 Water Authority of Fiji contracted workers in Lambasa were today not allowed to return to work after they were informed on Friday that their contracts have expired. The workers were at the Batinimbale depot this morning, protesting the decision by the Water Authority of Fiji and hoping management will change their mind. Police were monitoring the group from the morning. FBC News attempted to interview the protesting workers, but the union representative referred us to the FTUC General Secretary, Felix Anthony. A few of the workers that spoke to us on the basis of anonymity say they are worried as they have children to feed and obligations to meet. This afternoon, the Deputy Divisional Police Commander Northern SP Kemuel Imbalin Rokanroka spoke to the workers about the situation around the country and requested them to return home.
The reason we are here is to inform you that the Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport and the WAF did not give you permission to be protesting on their premises. I have spoken to my bosses here in Suva and I'm here to tell you that you will have to leave.
FBC News understands all employees at the Batinimbale depot received letters from the Water Authority of Fiji management on Friday informing them that their contracts have not been renewed. It wasn't until late last night did the permanent staff receive emails informing them their contracts have been extended. There were no protests by contracted workers at the Sausawu and Tavioni depots. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The Asian Development Bank have scaled up its funding support in concessional loans for the Pacific member countries, almost doubling the allocation from previous years. ADB's Director General Pacific, Carmela Loxon, says the support is reflective of their commitment towards improving the lives of the 13 million people that populate the Pacific. Maggie Boyle reports.
Putting their money where the crisis is when it comes to climate change, the ADB doubling up in their assistance.
We are scaling up co-financing, including in such areas as climate change. For example, we've already secured more than 130 million of grant financing from the Green Climate Fund.
Another key area of focus is ocean health, with a new partnership to be formalized this week.
The health of the oceans is quite critical. An announcement on a Healthy Oceans Action Plan is going to be made later this week, which will contain a suite of activities across bank members to help promote healthier oceans around the world.
In Fiji's case, in addition to its ADB support of $1.3 billion over the next 5 years, increasing Nandi's climate resilience is seen as a key project.
Flooded complete Nandi city, it has a big damage. Nandi is the very heart of the international airport link and also the tourism. And any flood and the damage in Nandi have a very dear impact on the whole economy. So through this flood management project, we can safeguard the Nandi city.
Fiji is this week hosting the ADB's annual meeting of its Board of Governors with close to 3,000 attendees from 83 countries. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Around $35 million will be pumped into the economy as a result of the ADB meeting currently underway in Nandi. With a number of delegates already in the country, the flow-on effect of them spending will have an enormous effect on the economy. Felipe Naikaso has more.
With Fiji being on show during the next few days at the ADB meeting, delegates who are part of the event have also been out experiencing Fiji.
As you go around this convention center, you'll see there are a lot of people being employed, some on a part-time basis. People have come early, they've gone for scuba diving, they've gone for diving, they've gone up to some of the resorts outside here. So it's all contributing to the economy.
Positive feedback has also been received on Fiji hosting one of the biggest meetings in the Pacific.
People in Fiji is very friendly, and so I feel very comfortable, although the temperature is the same as Taiwan. It's pretty hot right now. So it's a good place to visit. Yeah, if I have chance, I will visit it again.
Fiji has also been seen as taking a lead role in the Pacific with the ADB meeting held in Nandi.
And it's a good opportunity for member countries that don't normally come to this part of the world to be able to be here to experience firsthand the challenges faced by Pacific Island countries.
With the event in Fiji, this basically means that monster organizations such as ADB have a lot of confidence in our country. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Still to come, fake news worries MIDA chair. And workplace injury a concern. Details after the break.
na Mbula FM namba 2 na sere.
Oya vasitsai se lambasa ya ndo talita na warong na Mbula FM namba 2 na sere.
Guya do kimeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong na Mbula FM namba 2 na sere.
Wana mtumwa na Mbula FM namba 2 na sere na
Na vengo fanya na tao.
It is important for mainstream media and the public to understand that the circulation of false news is a serious offence under the law. This after issues were raised about a published report in the Fiji Times without determining the accuracy of claims in relation to the alleged termination of Water Authority of Fiji employees. Kritika Kumar reports.
Maida Chea Ashwin Raj says publish of any false news or false report can lead to imprisonment.
Any person who maliciously fabricates or knowingly spreads abroad or publishes, whether by writing or by word of mouth, or otherwise any false news or false report tending to create or foster public alarm, public anxiety, or disaffection, or to result in the detriment of the public, shall be guilty of an offence and shall be liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to a fine not exceeding 5,000.
He says they are not suppressing the press freedom.
By all means, report on matters of national interest. This is a matter of national interest. But do it responsibly. Do it within the protocols of responsible journalism. Also, we're not shying away from the question of workers' rights.
Meanwhile, questions have been sent to the Online Safety Commission of Fiji and the Fiji Times, who are yet to respond on the claims. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The African-American director who changed history at the Oscars, John Singleton, has died after his family asked a Los Angeles hospital to take him off life support. The 51-year-old had been in a coma since suffering a stroke. He was behind the camera in the films Boys in the Hood, Shaft and Too Fast and Too Furious. This from TVNZ.
We got a problem here? We got a problem.
Can we have one night where there ain't no fight, nobody gets shot?
John Singleton's debut film, Boys in the Hood, was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, including Best Director in 1992, making him the first African-American filmmaker and, at age 24, the youngest ever to be nominated.
Why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community?
Why?
Yeah. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves.
With authentic, gritty accuracy, the movie captured the violent and gang-infested streets of South Central LA, the neighborhood Singleton grew up in and left behind.
In film school, they always say, write what you know. And what do I know? I know South Central Los Angeles.
He went on to become a prolific writer, director, and producer, whose projects included more than 10 films, including Poetic Justice and Higher Learning, along with several television series. Today, his family released a statement saying John was a loving father who believed in higher education, black culture, old school music, and the power of film.
The authority and government departments have the highest number of workplace injuries and deaths. Ministry's Occupational Health and Safety Director Thomasi Kama says part of the reason is these departments are involved in field work, which requires them to work in difficult weather conditions. He also reveals some other high-risk industries which have been highlighted by the Occupational Health and Safety Unit. Kama adds more will be done to increase awareness and implement accident prevention strategies in high-risk sectors.
We've noted that the statutory authority or government departments tops the list, followed by manufacturing, and third is wholesale and retail, which includes the hotel industry and then the construction industry. In terms of agency of accident, person falling is the highest, followed by power-driven machinery, handling materials is third, and followed by objects falling on persons.
SADELPA Youth Wing will have a robust approach towards the 2022 general election preparation. SADELPA Youth Wing President Chope Koroisavo has admitted that 2 years of preparation in the last election did not work well for them, so the need to start preparing from now is vital. One of the Youth Wing's priority is to ensure come 2022 for more of their candidates to reach Parliament. Koroisavo has admitted they've lacked in many areas in the past, and going forward they will try to improve on that.
We certainly are looking at how we can reach our target group with 4 years to go. There's a lot of time for us to reach them out there. inform them with what's happening in the national level, and also to empower them to know that they have the power now to choose the governance of our nation, which is something that's totally new to the youth of our nation.
With an aim to reintroduce reading to Fijians, Dr. Susan Merrill will publish Plus magazine, which will be available for free in the Fiji Sun. Dr. Merrill says it will come as an addition to the daily newspaper once a month and will also be available online. Coinciding with Mother's Day, this edition will feature women. She adds the leading feature is profiles of 2 of the female members of Parliament who are intelligent, socially responsible and committed.
We understand the world through stories, and we're losing the stories. So the aim of the magazine is just to tell the stories and to have people enjoying reading again.
Later in Sports with Jamie, he will have more on the Nasino football side for Fiji Fact. But first, Rachel is again tonight joining us from Nadi.
Thanks, Jackie. Yes, it's been a great day here in Nadi. Of course, the first day of the ADB meeting. But first, coming up after the break, Fiji showcases tourism powers. And in Going Fiji, ADB boosts aviation. Stay with us.
For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yeni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM.
Leading business tonight, day 1 of the Asian Development Bank's high-level meeting, and Fiji has just been shining in terms of performance. Now, apart from the successful venue, our tourism industry was up for showcase today. Here's more details.
This is what has been on showcase today. The Tourism Fiji organised for international and local media to see the world's first island beach club.
The meeting is important for the destination as it really reinforces Fiji's global positioning.
Renowned chef Lance Sito also treated the media to a live cooking demonstration. The first impression made to the journalists has been promising.
Discovery, and this is lifetime experience for me.
Yeah, it's very special, I think, because we have too many scheduled for the meeting actually from today, from tomorrow. So today, for the committee, arrange this kind of sightseeing. I think it's wonderful.
Aside from how impressive and spectacular the scenery was, it was really talking to a few people. For example, Lance Sito, the catering ambassador for the tourism ministry, as well as Trish Lett, who runs Mala Mala Beach Club, about the business trends, about what they're doing to make sure that farmers' incomes, that the hotel output, that setting up Fiji as a gastro-tourism destination are all working, and that's really exciting to me.
Tourism Fiji believes marketing will be at its all-time high due to the influential delegation that's currently in the country.
Any voluntary member of the Fiji National Provident Fund can now register through the FNPF app. Chief Executive Chachi Koroi says this is another step towards digitalizing services for their members. To register as a volunteer member through the MyFNPF app, Koroi says individuals must ensure they have a birth certificate, valid photo ID and passport details. He adds the MyFNPF app is a safe and secure way for members to monitor their retirement savings.
Basically, it's an empowerment tool. We're giving members the access to actually monitor their balances, in this case also to check, to make registration, and in future also to make payments. So it empowers the members and also allows members to save money and their time coming to the offices of the fund.
It's been an exciting day in the money world, and we have Sinifa from HFC Bank to tell us more.
The New Zealand jobless rate edged lower in the first quarter, taking it close to the decade low reached last year, while sluggish wage growth and a drop in employment sent the currency sliding. Data released today showed the unemployment rate slipped to 4.2% in January to March as the New Zealand dollar dropped 0.5%. New Zealand business sentiment remained gloomy in April, providing further cause for the Reserve Bank to consider rate cuts. Meanwhile, China and the United States began their latest talks in Beijing today, aimed at ending their bitter trade war. Both have cited progress on issues including intellectual property and forced technology transfer to help end the conflict marked by tit-for-tat tariffs that have roiled financial markets. We'll wait and see how this data will affect our Fiji dollar in the morning. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here, today's exchange rates are set this morning. The Fiji dollar picked up some ground against three of the biggest currencies. That's the Chinese yuan, the US greenback and the Aussie dollar, but showed some minor slippage against the other currencies we cover. As for the commodities market, it was mixed as oil prices continued its slow rise, remaining over $63 per barrel. Gold remained fairly steady at $1,281 per ounce, and silver closed down at $14.91 per ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, the Asian Development Bank's high-level meeting's benefit has trickled across the aviation sector. Board of Governors Chair and Aviation Minister Ayar Said Kiyum says Fiji Airways has performed extremely well as majority of its business class seats were booked out in the lead-up to this event. Said Kiyum adds an estimated $5 million has been generated for Fiji Airways from flights for delegates attending the ADB meeting. And that's all from here in Nandi. Stay with us for more updates from the ADB meeting. That's tomorrow, but Jamie's first up with sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. National squad back in camp for London Sevens. And Nasinu ready for Fiji Fact. There's some more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The National Sevens squad is back at training to prepare for the upcoming London tournament. The majority of players who were part of the campaign in Hong Kong and Singapore were present today. Missing from training, though, were Sebuloni Modenedangi, Isot Tambu, Napoleon Iratu, and Asei Lituivoka. Aquila Dama with this report.
Coach Gareth Baber says the race for the top 4 spots in the World Series is getting interesting with just 2 more tournaments left.
The level of competition that's across all teams, and they want to finish strong at the end of the season, be it for Olympic qualification, the top spots in the series itself, or obviously for their own momentum in their own programs. So it's the same every tournament we go to. We've got to be at the best of what we can be.
Tambandamu playmaker Luke Lutuna Vanua, police trio Rusiate Matai, Ratumeli Kurisaru and Suliano Volivoli are also part of the squad. But Kalione Nasoko is still in doubt for the next leg, while Levi Kanikonda is in Vanuatu for his friend's visa.
Our job now is to get them right in the space of time we've got before we leave shores to go off to England and France. So there's nothing major. Probably, that Cali is still the one who's out there with the injury he's got. Everybody else I see coming back into training. The race will be how fit they're going to be prior to going into the tournament, and I've got to make a decision on that closer to the time.
Baber adds it's unlikely he will get some Europe-based players for London and Paris as he did last year.
There's potential for it. There's a slight difference. The tournament's slightly earlier this year, so a lot of the stuff in Europe still hasn't finished. A lot of that will culminate in the sort of beginning of June. so that adds a complication. There's a World Cup also in 15s this year. So I've had conversations with the likes of John McKee and a couple of those players, but I'm not going to put any pressure on anybody at the moment. That's obviously down to my thinking.
Captain Paulanrani Sinikula and Jerry Tuai had a light session today as they are still nursing niggling injuries. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, World Rugby has released the pools and match schedule for the hotly anticipated London Sevens later this month. Our Fiji Airways men's Sevens side will begin their London Sevens title defense against Samoa. They take on France and Kenya in Pool B. Pool A sees reigning series champion South Africa facing Argentina, Canada and Japan. Host England is drawn with New Zealand, Scotland and Ireland in Pool C, while current series leader USA takes on Australia, Spain and Wales in Pool D. While the race for the series title is nearing its climax, Olympic qualification is also at stake as the top 4 teams in the 2019 series will confirm their place at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics alongside host nation Japan. With just 24 points separating series leader USA from 4th place South Africa, the scene is set for a thrilling weekend of Sevens action. The London Sevens will be held from the 25th to the 27th of this month, and you can watch it live right here on FBC TV. The Vodafone Flying Fijians under-20 side lost its second game of the Oceania Rugby Championship to Australia 16-0 last night. The two sides kept their defense tight throughout the match, with the Australians only able to cross the try line late in the first half to lead 7-0 at the break. Strong defense from Fiji persisted in the second spell. However, indiscipline cost them dearly, with the remainder of Australia's points scored through 3 penalty kicks. Fiji under-20 captain Tevita Ikanivere says while minor mistakes proved costly, he was happy with the improved performance.
We learned from our mistakes against New Zealand. We brought it up, but unfortunately we didn't convert when we had the time to convert. We missed 3 penalties in the first half. Really hit us better in the second half due to the points. We had our chances in the second half and we didn't convert. Little patience, just needed that more.
The Nasinu football side received a major boost from National Hire ahead of its Fiji Fact Tournament campaign. Managing Director National Hire Fayaz Ali says he hopes their commitment this year will incentivize players to do better at the competition. While Nasinu Football President O'Neill Chand says with the help of National Hire, players are now targeting their first Vodafone Fiji Fact title.
We are looking for a good outing this weekend. As he's come in, he has given a lot of things for the players, motivational talks, and he's been saying to us that go out, give your best, and once it's done this weekend, we look forward for the other weekend.
Given some incentive to the players for the win and the progress, and we are looking forward for future good relationship with the officials too.
Weightlifting Fiji is undergoing its final preparations as the 2019 International Weightlifting Federation's Junior World Championship in Suva nears. Meanwhile, Timothy Vakurivalu will be out to maintain the family legacy and meet the expectations of his mother, Della Shaw, a name once synonymous with weightlifting in Fiji. Vakurivalu has been training tirelessly with the aim of snatching gold for Fiji.
Every time I go out into competitions, I try and do my best to try and keep the standard up there. And also try to make a name for myself so that when my family has weightlifting, they also know that I also did well in the sport.
Beach volleyball will not be part of Team Fiji at the Pacific Games in Samoa this year. This was confirmed by a disappointed head of delegation Patrick Bauer in a press conference today. Bauer revealing the Fiji Beach Volleyball Federation failed to pay its levy and did not submit any names for the games, which starts on the 7th of July.
We've even been down to the courts to try and encourage them and see how they're going, but from their part, they need to be proactive. I mean, at the end of the day, we're spoon-feeding them, which of course is not really allowing for development.
Basketball has become the first of the 27 sports to announce draws for the 2019 Pacific Games in July. In the men's competition, silver medalist Fiji leads Pool B alongside Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands and Tahiti, while Pool A sees gold medalist Guam, New Caledonia, Samoa and Tonga. In the women's competition, Fiji is pooled with the Cook Islands, New Caledonia and Samoa, while Pool B features American Samoa, Guam, PNG, and Tahiti. The format for the competition will have the teams playing a round robin within their pools in the preliminaries of the competition. The top placed team in each pool will advance to the semifinals, while the teams placing second and third in each pool will play crossover qualifying finals. The Pacific Games will run from the 7th to the 20th of July in Apia, Samoa. Jody Barrett may have worn most jerseys in the Hurricanes' backline, but he says brother Bowden can keep hold of the number 10. With All Black Damien McKenzie ruled out of the World Cup through injury, speculation has been rife about potential first five cover, but for now he's just happy to have some time back in his favorite position. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and the new media. South Korea launches 5G mobile network. Details coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की
A few lucky customers got their hands on some of the first phones featuring super-fast 5G mobile internet late last Friday in South Korea. Time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. It's been a marvelous first day into May. The sun had a brilliant show today. The evening bit will see some showers. Now taking a look in the west, the sun was mild. Hope you had a great day at the beach or the pool with some sunscreen, of course. Eastwards from Peck Harbor to Suva, quite cool with very light sunny spells and on and off showers. And up north, quite comfortable, but there is more indication of showers. At sea, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 10:34 p.m. with high tide at 4:50 a.m. Sunrise at 6:20. For tomorrow, another semi-sunny day can be expected. Coolness in some parts of Fiji. Tomorrow's temps, Lambasa will hit 32 degrees. Quite a warm day expected for the northerners. And looking further on to Friday, light showers will dominate from here. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Pulse tonight, we asked, what are your thoughts on Fiji hosting a major ADB meeting?
I think it's terrific that Fiji is hosting the ADB annual meeting, the first time that will be held in the Pacific. So we in the Pacific countries regard this as the Pacific Islands hosting the annual general meeting of the ADB. And it's a good opportunity for member countries that don't normally come to this part of the world to be able to be here.
I think it's great for Fiji. I think it's great for the Pacific region as a whole. It's sort of bringing lots of people from Europe and from North America and Asia who have never been to the Pacific before. It's an opportunity for them to come and look at, sort of see for themselves the kind of sort of development challenges that we're facing.
The experience that I have seen here, I went to the north side just to see what's in there, what has been developed, just to get a glimpse of what the challenges that Fiji is facing, as well as the good things that they have done, so that when I go back to my country, I can implement some of them.
The impact of climate change, the fragility, the smallness, the isolation, and I think that's the opportunity of presenting that information and showing the contextual challenges that Pacific Island countries face is why we are here, why we should be here, and why we need to make the most of this opportunity.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, wife saga continues as Anthony taken in, ADB boosts funding for Pacific, and major input for Fijian economy at ADB. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, we're asking, is FRA doing enough to fix potholes on our roads? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day comes again from Nandi. With the ADB meeting underway in the jet-set town today, media and delegates took a trip to Mala Mala, where the world-first Island Beach Club is located. This was taken by our business anchor Rachel Knapp, who captured this approaching the island. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, nevan go malakai leloma, ngongai nakas ondu makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Hoya o vasit sai sa ilambasa, e ondu talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Guya do timeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere. E warong tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere nawaluan.
Nevan go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita ondu talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.